familiar atmosphere. What I mean by that, I mean that now the Romanian clusters are really part of the European cluster family. If we think that 5 years ago, we were quasi white spot on the European map, and now when we are organizing conferences, be it this one of the Northern Transylvanian Cluster Consortium or the national one, so people come, so people want to come to our conferences, and proudly we can say that Romania is now a forerunner and a front runner in the cluster, in the European and global cluster landscape. And of course that the Northern Transylvanian clusters, which are the best clusters in terms of excellence, cluster management excellence in Romania, with the 3 golds and silvers and so on, I think that they played a major role. Let us remember that in 2017 saw here the organization of the Open Innovation 2.0 edition with the European Commission, and this was the largest innovation conference ever to be organized in Romania, and that was organized by the clusters, then by the clusters here, and then the first Romanian-Hungarian cluster conference, then the European cluster conference this year in Bucharest. So I think the familiar atmosphere, this was what struck me, to say, and this is it was a very, very good feeling. Of course, the topics that have been now coming to more objective issues, the topics that have been discussed, I mean, clusters must also change. They've been in Europe and as a useful instrument of local regional development for a long time now, but now they change, and now they became catalyst of new innovation processes, and especially I think that one of the main challenges, and this has been extensively addressed during the conference, is the digitization, the digital transformation of the economy, be it on cluster level, being on company level, being on city level. So I think this was a topic which was approached very extensively and intensively during this conference. Also, I think the fact that maybe that the clusters are now a voice in Europe and a voice in Romania. In Europe, the cluster associations from Spain, France, Lithuania, Lithuania, Poland, Czechia, Slovakia, Hungary, Bulgaria and Romania, they are now in the process of establishing the European Cluster Association, which will be a voice, an aggregated voice and a partner of dialogue for the European Commission in shaping up the new cluster policy for the next period. And this initiative was embraced also by the European Commission. So we are now a voice, and the Romanian clusters are there. But also on national level, we have, we know what the situation is, and where the state fails to implement relevant policy, the clusters took up this challenge, and the Northern Transylvanian Cluster Consortium, they now prepare alternative public policies initiatives to be presented to the government, and also in very relevant topic, being smart city, including participatory budgeting, being in incubating and accelerating companies, be it in shorter agro-food value chains, being in the dual model education system. So these are all problems that the industry, that the companies have, and the clusters have taken on board this message to bring it up to the government level. And I think that the main challenge in Romania now is that we turn from innovation policies which is addressed to the existing structures and tries to see what we can do with the existing structures and organizations that we have, to a mission and problem-driven innovation policies. And I think that clusters can be enablers and drivers of this change. And this was one of the main conclusions that I take from this conference.